Welcome to the Daily Pivot. Today, the DOJ's 3 million-page Epstein transparency release has turned into a legal catastrophe. As reported by MS Now, what was meant to be the final word on Jeffrey Epstein is now a roadmap for a class-action lawsuit against the government itself. Kaylee, the DOJ admits they accidentally exposed victim names. Is this a mistake or a message?
It's a violation of federal law, Thomas. According to CNN, prominent victims' attorney Bradley Edwards is already preparing for litigation, stating the DOJ has violated the trust and rights of more victims than ever before. This isn't just a clerical error, it's a direct breach of the Crime Victims' Rights Act, which guarantees survivors the right to be treated with fairness and respect for their privacy.
If we're talking about fairness, Kaylee, let's look at the Privacy Act. As Fox News exclusively detailed, the DOJ released unverified FBI tips from 2020 that they knew were unfounded, yet they published them anyway. They are exposing innocent citizens to public ruin based on hearsay, while simultaneously blacking out the names of the DOJ employees who sat on these files for years.
Reagan, you're more worried about protecting the reputations of men like Howard Lutnick, who the AP reports was planning island visits as late as 2012. Meanwhile, real women are being re-traumatized by the state. The legal ramification here isn't just a fine. It's the total collapse of victim cooperation in future sex trafficking cases. Who would ever talk to the FBI now?
They'd talk to the FBI if the FBI followed the law. The BBC reports that Representative Ro Khanna is demanding to know why 2.5 million pages are still missing. The ramification you're ignoring is the selective transparency. They expose the victims to trap the public's attention, while the Duke of York and Lord Mandelson's husband are buried in the fine print of 2009 wire transfers.
Let's look at the pillar of this legal crisis. The DOJ is claiming sovereign immunity for these redaction errors, but legal experts suggest that the Epstein Files Transparency Act may have waived some of those protections. They had an extra 6 weeks to review this, yet they still failed the most basic do-no-harm test of law enforcement.
It's worse than that. These files show that the DOJ knew about a 2011 email from Ghislaine Maxwell trying to involve Mar-a-Lago employees to discredit accusers. They had the evidence of witness tampering for 15 years and did nothing. The legal ramification is a massive Section 1983 civil rights claim against the department for systemic negligence.
And don't forget the Fifth Amendment abuses. The BBC notes Epstein took the Fifth repeatedly when asked about Bill Clinton in 2016. The government is releasing this data now, after the participants are dead or the statutes of limitations have expired, to avoid actual prosecutions. This isn't a drop, it's a dump to clear the statute of limitations.
One moment. We are talking about Section 1983 and sovereign immunity, while real names of real women are currently being downloaded by every dark corner of the internet. Let's pivot. The legal system isn't just a series of traps to use against your political enemies. It is supposed to be a sanctuary for the vulnerable. Both of you are treating these survivors like exhibits in a partisan trial that will never actually happen.
Thomas is right. We're arguing over who the DOJ protected, but the one group they clearly didn't protect was the survivors. Virginia Giuffre took her own life waiting for this day, as the AP tragically reminded us. This release should have been her justice, not her exposure.
And the irony is that by being so transparently incompetent, the DOJ has given every high-powered associate in these files a legal out. They can now claim the entire document set is tainted by procedural errors. The victims lose their privacy, and the perpetrators gain a mistrial by default.
3 million pages later, and we are no closer to the truth because we have forgotten how to handle it. Transparency is not just a high-speed upload, it is a sacred responsibility. When the state releases information that puts a target on the backs of survivors, while shielding the identities of the bureaucrats who failed them, it isn't opening the books, it's closing the door on the rule of law. The legal ramifications will be felt for decades, not just in the courtrooms, where the DOJ will be sued for these privacy breaches, but in the streets where the next victim of abuse will decide to remain silent because they no longer believe the government can keep a secret. We have to stop looking for the gotcha and start looking for the restore. Justice isn't found in a document dump. It's found in the steady, quiet protection of the weak against the powerful. Until we value a victim's safety as much as a political headline, all the transparency in the world won't save us. I'm Thomas Hale. This has been The Daily Pivot. Subscribe and good night.